With us. All right, so our hot topic today, first one is a young lady, a Nigerian man shared a video of him lamenting over a lady's choice of outfit to the bank. According to him, the lady was almost naked. He further said, Nigeria, don't scatter. Watch the video. So the video showed a young lady probably in her bathing suit with a t-shirt, with a shirt over it. And she went to the bank, and she was writing her details on one of the sheets, and obviously somebody was recording her behind her back. Now, this went viral because everybody was talking and making comments online. The reason why we're making the topic is because some Nigerians go abroad, and you see people, maybe go to Florida, for example, and people just wear their bathing suits and walk around the streets and enter the banks. And these Nigerians who live abroad, they come back and they say, I'm hot. This weather is crazy. I'm not going to kill me. I'm going to enter the bank. So in her own mind, she's like, I'm just wearing the barest minimum because it's hot. I'm covered. At least my key things are not out there. But a Nigerian who is a Nigerian, say, listen, this doesn't make any sense. It's wrong for you to come out like this. Just at the minimum, cover your legs, you know. So that's where there was that confusion. Whose side are you on? You can call us on 081 0764 1679 0902 163440. You can also tweet us at TVC Entertainment _. Please hashtag you of your TVC so we can read your tweet. I would love to show the video because I don't think it's that
not that bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
Just blow it.
But yeah, but it's enough to
so people get the
attention.
context actually, because some people may think you're over-exaggerating when you don't actually
or how good.
But it looks like, so Mariah says bathing suits, but it's actually denim, really, because
oh, it was denim?
Yes, so it's really short bum shorts.
Ooh.
And you know, I've seen Oyibo people wear those sort of things and they walk on their streets, but honestly, I don't know if they go to their banks in those sort of attires. But that was, you know, but what I thought immediately I saw it, I didn't think that she did it deliberately. I'm thinking that this is someone that is not all there. I'm thinking maybe it's someone that may be high on drugs or she has some issues, because I really do not believe that if she was in her correct senses, just the way they would look at you, even by the time you get there, would sort of remind you. But you have to be so oblivious of everything to be able to go
choose
there.
That's oblivious.
And then you go into the bank with everyone. So one thing I would say is, in this particular situation, is that she was lucky it happened in a decent environment, because we know what happens to ladies that Nigerians perceive to be underdressed. They mob you, you know, and the boy taking the camera, and there were some boys in the bank as well, the way they were moving towards her, I think trying to gauge if they could get away with any behavior towards her. So I think she was safe in that environment. But going forward, I hope someone is able to tell her that in Nigeria, at least, I don't know if she lives out, yes, please do not dress that way and come out into the public.
What are your thoughts on this, Chairman?
I really wish she would wear it to Oshodi.
No, she will not try herself.
Or Ladipo.
Yes. Or Yaba.
Or Yaba. Because, you know, you said Nigerians perceive as being, there's really, it's not a thin line. It's a really broad line between being well-dressed and not being well-dressed. What she wore was suitable for her to wear at home, on the beach. I didn't really zoom in that well to tell if it was a denim short. But for me, it looked more like panties, right? Yeah. So I feel like she really needs, it's either she's high on something really cheap or someone is advising her wrongly.
But don't you think, let me come to Sokwe for a second, but the audacity to judge, because the truth is that, yes, we are also trying to change our society. Yeah, it's one thing to see somebody and say, you address me the way I'm dressed. What's that thing to say? You address the way you want to be addressed.
The way you want to be addressed.
Yeah, but we also must teach Nigerians to be responsible in minding their business, or not to judge people also, because she's probably not coming in to harass anybody or to obstruct anything. She's just coming in to do her own business, doing her thing. As you said, she was probably oblivious of even you looking at her in the first place. She's coming in and out. So we always feel the need to judge each other. Yeah. We always need... so even the young man pointing at her butt, the audacity to do that. Yeah. The audacity to even carry a camera and record somebody else. So that is also an issue that is worth discussing, don't you think, Tokwe?
Okay, so I'm of the opinion, err on the side of decency, but I also understand the fact that decency varies from place to place to a large extent. What you can do and get away with in Lekki, you can't get away with it in Yaba. I have seen some outfits around the mall in Lekki, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Yes.
It's like there was no underwear. Like the person just wore a T-shirt and walked into a popular food.
No,
fast food
they're
place.
really
Like,
tiny. They're really tiny shorts that they wear now. So it's a thing, actually.
So like I saw, well, you can try it.
There are some
you
without
dare not
the
bring it to Yaba or to some other places.
Yeah.
So I looked at the person and I'm like, okay, let me just face my food I want to buy. But I had my children. And I just said that, no, it's not appropriate to look at a woman in... But the lady was dressed in a way that looked like she just rolled out of bed and pulled on her boyfriend's oversized T-shirts and came into the store to buy something. So the world is changing, and we must prepare ourselves to deal with the fact that we're in a free world. We don't have a country where what we wear is regulated. No, they can't dare that in Saudi Arabia or Qatar. You dare not. Even Dubai that allows you to wear a few skimpy outfits. It's in the areas where you are by the pool or you are by the beach, not like you are on the streets or in the bank. But we don't have Ilutio Bati Sophie Oseshe. That's a Yoruba proverb. If you don't have a rule against something, then doing it is not a sin.
So maybe
there is no rule.
So those boys are probably in the wrong place. They should have gone to bank in Yaba.
No.
They should not. Just said, no.
They're not in the wrong place. It's a case of the boys are using their lack of control or their lack of exposure to judge someone who is living their own life.
But while we talk about the rights that we have, we must realize that at the end of the day, where your right stops, another man's right begins.
Okay.
So I'm saying this. While you say, okay, she has the right to dress however she wishes, as it is that we currently do not even have a law or any rule that regulates how we dress. At the end of the day, as humans, there's still that moral code of conduct.
They don't have it.
Right?
We do.
We do.
That person might not have it.
No,
So
we do
as a society, as a people. Now, in as much as we are embracing change, there are certain things we also want to still hold dear.
So who determines those things, Choma?
Exactly.
Who is the police to determine what what is skimpy, what is not skimpy?
You see, that's my biggest challenge,
person
right?
who drawing the line?
So it's all of us. It's all
Thank
of us,
you.
really. Society determines it. That's why if she had dressed like that in America, that would not be something worthy of taking a video because there's so many people like her. It's acceptable. They say when in Rome, act as the Romans. And what she's doing is really, I mean, you guys know how almost liberal I am about how people dress. I do not like to judge people based on how they dress because growing up in the North, I know that there are some things that you wear here as decent, respectable women that will be frowned upon in some places here in Nigeria, in the North. So I understand the differences. So, but when you go to the North as well, as a decent, respectable woman, you dress to conform with the society or what they find respectable. And here, this is not. I'm telling for going to the bank, that was just not right. And that's why I'm not judging her based on just her choice. I think there's something really going on with her mentally. She couldn't have
mentally, emotionally,
somewhere perfectly fine. But makes a choice to dress like that.
Yes, but you know what I said? I said this sort of dressing is quite common now. At the mall, many of the young girls are dressing like this, big T-shirts, really tiny shorts. It's a thing,
like the entire box is outside.
You can actually see like the full thighs. So there's that. But at the mall, I'm not judging you, it's the mall. The people that the people minding the malls and their shops should be able to tell you if it's something that bothers them. They should tell you, I'm sorry, you cannot be allowed in here. Good. If you're coming out of my house, I would not advise you to come out of my house looking that way. So I think as a society, we have a code. Not every code is written. You just, you know, we don't
see. I think it's important we're having this conversation. Like I said, I started by saying I err on the side of decency, but decency has there are different relatives around what we call decent. And this lady could actually have just stepped out of her hotel and needed cash. And she crossed to the other side of the road to get the cash, go back to her hotel and be there. So we also need to raise our children to be able to look at someone and how do we respond to what we don't find pleasant. Not to record it. How do we respond to what is not pleasant to us? Because we are going to see things that are not pleasant to us.
Well,
and when you see it, when I traveled, I see a lot of what do we call LGBT displays that is so not me. And I'm just like, they are doing everything, PDA, but I don't respond. So you see some ill-trained, irresponsible, not well-trained men that will look at a girl dressed bad, and what comes to their head is to sexually assault that girl.
Now,
that is bad. Or try to embarrass her. For me, the reaction should have been what my mom would have done. I grew up with my mom doing something. Enter your house, bring out scarf, auntie, tie scarf. She would buy, some guys who wear sleeveless singlets. I'm like, my mommy down. Oh God, what she used to do to people about back in the days, she would give them money to buy singlets. That's this, what you wear. They will gather you with agbero. That's this tier shirt, and she will give the person money or just give you a white t-shirt in the house. Those are what we do. If you go to a church like that, the ushers will just give you a scarf. In that bank, at the venue, they could have just said, okay, do you have anyone that has a scarf? Just, please, you are in the banking, or right from the gates, you would have called someone to say, let's just give her something that except you don't want to enter the bank.
Now, I was going to say something. With what Momsi or your grandmomsi would have done years ago, right? It's most likely the girl will feel a little, thank you, ma, and take it on. My sister, try it now.
With the girls of today?
Try it
be like,
now.
Mommy, no, I'm sorry.
Even with church, you see them cleanly dressed, they come out, and the usher will say, please, say, meaning what? Excuse me, so because they expect that, I have the right to dress as I want to. It's my freedom at the end of the day. But what we must realize is, whatever it is we're saying should be the standard, we must understand that there's something called extreme. In as much as you have the right to dress as you please, there's an extreme to it all. Makeup, hair, everything. There is a side of extreme.
But there's some role models in that area that we shouldn't even touch it. Let me take Festus from K2 and come to you, Mariam. Good morning, Festus.
Good morning, everybody.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I think we should begin to draw the line on all these things called freedom. You have the right to this, you have the right to that, you have the right to that. Forgetting that you are using your freedom to hamper the lives of others. Some people have the right to smoke. I also have the right to breathe unpolluted air. So, where do we draw the line? I have the right to breathe polluted air. They have the right to smoke. You can wear anything. Then you should not come and be disturbing me, provoking me. You are exposing your nude in the public. You say you are being raped. Can't you see? You are challenging other people's emotions. And so when they cannot tolerate it, they go out of their hands to attack you. Because you are debasing the society. So you begin to draw the line. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Festo. You see, so one of the things we try to do on this show is to reorientate. So there is the perception that Mr. Festus have expressed, which is when somebody is they're dressed in an indecent manner, it gives somebody the impetus to go and attack you or to disrespect you or to molest you. But we are also trying to re-educate that even if a lady dressed in a certain way, it doesn't give anybody the right. You might feel it, you might want to do it, but you must also train yourself to control your emotions, control your actions, and respect and move on. Because if you're in another country, just like you said earlier, you will mind your business. You sleep in jail.
Okay, you will sleep in jail,
you understand
and deportation.
What Chioma said, as in extreme. And who defines extreme? So if something is really extreme, do I now accost you, accuse you of being indecent in my face, or do I mind my business? Are we reorientated? Are we re-educating Nigerians on how to react in these situations?
Yeah, so that's what I was, I was preparing to talk about, which is how we treat people, and Tope already started it. There's one thing about acknowledging that someone is indecently dressed or not properly dressed for a particular place. So let's acknowledge that. Let's not, in trying to be, what's the word now? Understanding, liberal, forget to acknowledge when something is not right. So we've acknowledged that. But now the second part of it is how do we then treat them? As you mentioned, I used to see that a lot in the north, they will carry scarf, they will cover it by force. They don't even ask you. You just see someone trying to wrap you up, you know. But now we understand personal space and things like that, so you want to call someone to the side. So I was even saying, in this video, who knows, maybe there was a staff that eventually called her. Who knows, you know. That was just a few seconds. No, but it has gotten there. Who knows if a staff stood up and offered her something to cover herself while she was at the bank. And then there are places now, here in Nigeria as well. In fact, there's a place I'm going to tomorrow. In the invitation, they said, please, this is a certain sort of place. This is the sort of dressing we want you to come, you know, as, you know, because we need you to look as, you know, decent. So we have to also show people kindness in correcting them. That's my own. I don't like the fact that women have been beaten up, especially women have been, and it's not only women that dress badly, but it's women that are targeted most of the time. They're beaten up, mobbed, you know, attacked, and all sorts of things. And that's not what we want. If we want to change the way people behave, we can do that with kindness. And I feel that the style of offering someone something to cover up themselves is better.
And that's our culture to do anyway, not mob and attack people.
I have a caller. Good morning, Joe Boss. You're live from Benin.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. And my name is Lord, I'm the president of the campus. And this is going to really, I want to finally to all Nigerians today, because when you go to most campuses, all this kind of provocative like this. And there was a time that we what's it called? News report that ladies on campus are not even getting dry. And when you go to campus, when you go to classes, and their lecturers will be saying what they are not supposed to do. And I can classify this as weight. Because weight is to me what I don't want. Most lecturers don't even want to see, but they are thinking to their view.
It's hard to hear you. But I think where I got an idea of what you're saying, in campuses, students dress quite indecently on campus, and they go to the classrooms. Lecturers are distracted because they don't even wear bras anymore. Because in fact, when I went to the UK, and I was trying to get into a club, you know that club I went to that I wanted to just die. It was been a while I've been to a club, so I wanted to do club in the UK. Oh my goodness, I was there till morning standing. I was like, Ryan, I'm too old for this. We stood all night. Yeah. But in getting into the club, everybody was no bra. Nobody was wearing.
Anyhow, it is
I was like,
free
what
fall.
the bananas is going on?
Freedom for the club.
That was the club. So I'm just saying, though, so he's now saying that that club thingy, they brought it into campuses. So in classrooms, students are in class, the lecturers are there, and they are
I should not be. So here, I do not believe in indecent dressing. I believe that people should dress decent. I believe that you'll be, but I don't want it to be your indecent dressing as an excuse for being abused or being raped. Indecent dressing is not an excuse for abuse, molestation, or rape, or assault in any form. What you should do is to control yourself and offer help to the person being indecently dressed.
What if she doesn't need your help? That's what Chema was saying, that don't come and help me. I am decently dressed and I have chosen to be decently dressed. Leave me alone.
If you're on the streets, if you come into my house,
yes.
you come into my bank.
If I come into my bank.
If you come into my bank.
Bank is the public place.
Bank manager, no. As a bank manager, my office has rules on how you dress.
Yes.
So the office can tell you this bank does not allow this dressing. We're so sorry, step up, because you're going to distract our business. So an office can have the way they dress. A company can have the way they dress. If you have no rules, people will come and do whatever they want to do.
True.
As a school, if you feel your students are dressing indecently, you create a uniform for how they should look while they're in school. When you go outside the school, you can do whatever you want to do. So there's no excuse for assault, abuse, or molesting any girl for how they dress. However, we should also teach our children that they should respect themselves.
I'll come to you, Chema, in a second. Let me take this call from Yakub. Thanks for calling, Yakub. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to everyone.
I'm about to shout.
Mariah, you see, to me, personally, you're always shouting that you have right to give, you have right to die. But forgetting that where your right to talk is, where my own started from, and in mind, I can tell you for free, it is not every man that can control their emotions.
They should learn.
So that for free. Not every man. I can say, yes, I can control my emotions. If I see something like that, I can move on. But not all of us. That is the truth. See, that lady there that we are seen on the screen, Morayo, what she did is so bad. But the question now is this. A suspect said something earlier. How do we address that kind of situation that she is? Number one, the security on that is the back at that very particular time. That is a stop. Because the issue is this: when somebody like that got into a bank, and then you saw her, the way she dressed, and then you notice ladies go to go and cause promotion inside the bank, you have right to say, madam, please, we are sorry, you can't enter. But let's even say this: if that kind of a lady brings billions of dollars, they will not resist as a wife.
You cannot resist somebody from entering the bank.
Yeah? That is the truth.
Thank you very much.
She tried in Jai's bank now. That's a Muslim bank.
See, but when you have, but if they had resisted that woman, we would discuss it on this table and say they have no right. That's the truth. Because we'll still defend her, say she's a Nigerian, she should have access to
bank is not a public place. No, the bank is owned by the shareholders and the people that are banking
there. It doesn't matter. It's like somebody telling me I can't come and pick up my child out of school because I'm indecently dressed. It's my child.
Can stop you.
Yes,
oh no, they can be stopped.
You can be stopped, or you can be advised
to stay outside.
How you should dress or wait outside.
They won't allow you walk into their
now, if she walks into the bank. Now, we're complaining about the guys who did the video.
Exactly.
And the other one who was pointing to her, right?
Almost touched you.
What if that guy had touched her?
Exactly.
And a fight broke out. Guess what? In the bank.
It's the bank's
so
fault.
what if... So the bank has the right to do what? To tell the young lady, please, exactly, to prevent whatever chaos that may break out. Now, there are two sides to this, Morayo. There's the side of, yes, this is how we need to learn to treat people, even when they're on the side of negativity, yeah? We need to train our men. We need to train our boys. We need to school them. And there's also the side of schooling and training our girls. There is no stated moral code in any law or constitution of the nation, right? But we all know it. It's in our hearts. It's in our heads. So what we need to be doing and do, because what we're doing right now is we are re-educating and reorientating, both for the male and for the female as well. So what we need to be doing is ensuring that whatever platform it is we have, whatever groups of people we can reach out to, let's begin to make sure we put out this outcry, put out this message, and begin to tell our girls, this is how to dress. This is what is most appropriate. Then even for our guys, our sons, our boys, this is how to
I think that's a good way to wrap up. I think it's a good way to wrap up the segment. We have to, but I think in a nutshell, you've really summarized it. But again, I keep going back to, these are adults. Everybody has their own side. The girl has a right to be herself. The men have a right to control themselves and control their emotions. But either way, I think it's responsibility across board.
Yes.
And nobody is a police to anyone, but we must be responsible and decide that we want the best for each other in every situation. Let's go on a short break now. We'll come back and to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.